Alright, so again, what is this operation? Plus isn't bad. Addition is better. What's going on here?
Multiplication.
Good. What's this?
Subtraction.
Good. What's this?
Division.
Division. So, make sense?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do example, I'm going to do B. So what you do is you take the two functions above, and that means f of x times g of x. And f of x is 5x minus 4. And g of x is x squared minus 3x minus 4. And go ahead in your groups and finish that one. Alright, so next is you multiply here, and you get what?
5x cubed.
Good. And you multiply here, and you get what?
Negative 15 squared plus 3. Yeah, negative 13.
Negative 15x squared. Good. And what do you get here?
Negative 20x.
Negative 20x. And then what do you get here? And where should I put that for future reference? How about here? You like that arrangement?
Yeah.
Is it going to work for us? What do you think? And what do we get here?
12x. Oh wait, no, 12x.
Plus 12x. And then what?
Minus 6 plus 6.
Plus 16. And then combine my terms, which is why I put the like terms together. And we're going to get
5x to the cube.
5x to the cubed.
Minus 19.
19x squared
Minus 8x.
minus 8x
Plus 6.
plus 16. Okay, so that's one type that's going to carry you through for both the front and back of these two pages. Here's the second type. By the way, you can cross out these two. Two less problems that you have to do. All right? Now, in E, this is the same thing as f of g of x. So that we're going to do one function inside the other. We're not multiplying, we're not dividing, we're not adding, we're not subtracting. It's called composition of functions. Anybody into music?
Yeah.
What's a composition in music? Is there like a way to describe that?
It's like a piece, kind of.
A bunch of notes.
Okay.
The form of melody.
But no, I don't want you to guess. Does anybody know? Okay, because I'm thinking.
I know what it is. I don't know how to articulate it.
Well, that's what I need, though. Okay. So I'm thinking that when you take different parts of the orchestra and combine them, right? Because you have to write something for each part of the orchestra. I'm thinking that might be part of what's going on here. We take g of x, and that's what from the very top? X squared minus 3x minus 4. Now, I'm going to put this in a box. Okay? So that's what the inside does, right? Now, like math, we always work from the inside out. So x goes to g, and g does that purple thing to x. Now, f. What does f say to do? What does it say? 5. It says 5 times whatever you give me. So we're going to give f the box. We're going to give f the box. And so f says, okay, whatever you give me, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to multiply by 5, and then I'm going to do what? Subtract 4. Does everyone see that from the very top of where f is defined? F of x, or f of something, is equal to 5 times something minus 4. And that something doesn't have to be just one little letter. It can be a whole package. Okay? So then, next, I multiply by 5. What do I get?
5x squared.
Good.
Minus 15x minus
Good.
20.
Good. And then once I do that, I subtract 4, and I get 5x squared. What?
Minus 20.
Before that, but you're right. 15x
Minus 24.
minus 24. Okay? So today's lesson is basically those two ideas. One, basic operations of functions. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Second, this composition idea where we take one part and we put it into the other. Okay? So I'm going to let you work on this for the period, and then towards the end we're going to go over the answers to make sure we're on the right track. Okay? You may begin. So looking at C, is that right? Okay. This is f of 4 minus g of 4. Is it enough to get you started? Or do you want me to talk some more?
You can talk some more.
Okay, so you take the f and plug in 4 for the x, and you take the g, plug in 4 for the x for that one, and get two separate answers, and use subtract.
It was 16, it was positive 16.
Alright. You plugged in 3.
You were
right.
right. Wait, can you teach us how to?
So what we do,
That's crazy.
is we take the 2 and we give it to f. F says whatever you give me, I'm going to multiply by 5, so I get 10. Subtract 4, so I get 6. Then I give 6 to g. G says whatever you give me, I'm going to square it. I'm going to multiply it by 3, and then I'm going to subtract 4. And if I did this correctly, I believe we get 14. So for E, we take negative 7 and we give it to G. We're from the inside out. So here's G, here's negative 7, so it's going to give you 5. And then we start over. When we start over, now we're going to talk about F and 5. And F of 5 is negative 3. So you might say the answer of 1 becomes the question for the next one.
Oh, that makes sense.
I hope so. In this case. Okay, so here for D, my issue is, okay, we have negative 7. Negative 7 is here. I go to G, and I go, well, there's nothing there that I can see geometrically. Now, maybe, if we say these are arrows, which they didn't, and maybe, you go, I know how to do this, because this is 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. This is an upside down parabola, maybe. Upside down parabola that was moved how?
Plus
It was
2.
flipped.
Okay, so it's moved to the left 2, okay,
Plus 7.
and up 7. And so if I call that g of x, if the A plus students did this, and they go, well, I can figure it out even though it's not on the graph. If that graph continues, I can plug in negative 7 here, right? And we get negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. Squared is 25. Minus is negative 25. And negative 25 plus 7 is negative 18. And then f, that does have the graph and negative 7. And that's, what's the y value there? It's, it's 0. It's still undefined. But maybe instead of having question mark, it's undefined. So actually, I think I was wrong. I should have said, well, even though I can't do the top, I know what the bottom is. What is it? 0. And when I divide by 0, it's always what? Undefined.